Any second. It's Hangout on Air is live. This is Alicia Stringer here, and I'm so excited you're here to join us at the Millionaire Mindset Hangout. We have a special guest today, Paul Gardner, and it has been a pleasure for me here and just moving to Nashville and connecting with him. We did a little Cosic run, I guess I should say that, and very offline marketing right in the get to really get you into the mindset. It was a pleasure to be around him and Kim and Tino that we had on last week, and really changed a lot of breakthroughs for me, and had a lot of things that I know I grew on myself. So I'm excited for him to share more of his story today, to share more of my experience that you guys will get to experience today as well. So we have a panel of ladies that I'm excited to introduce on here. We have Greta, Valerie, and Keisha. So we'll go ahead and start with maybe Greta over there and share where you are and how we came together and putting this Millionaire Mindset Hangout together.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Awesome. Hopefully it's not as echoey. I've got a lot of background noise. For those of you who don't know who I am, my
Very
name's
clear.
Greta
Awesome.
Campagnolo, and I am a busy mompreneur of 6 crazy kids just like myself. And yeah, I'm super excited to have Paul on here with us today. I don't know if you remember, Paul, but I reached out to you months ago after an amazing webinar, or it was a hangout that you had done with Dave Wood, and it was really powerful. Just a one-on-one interview with him and yourself, and it inspired me so much, and I learned so much from that hangout, and I was just like bursting at the seams. I had to reach out and just personally thank you. And I had sent you a private message, and I just want to tell everybody on here right now just how amazing this guy is, because he's obviously a busy guy. He is inspiring the masses. He is known by many people and everybody in our community. And I'm sure he received a million messages, and he still took the time to respond to my message and to shoot me a couple of really amazing mindset audios and things like that. And so I just wanted to say thank you for that, and I'm so excited for you on this hangout, because I know you are going to have an incredible shift. I know what's going to happen for you, and you're here for a reason. And I just get every time we do these hangouts, and these hangouts have been going on for quite a long time. I think it's like, I don't know. Has it been a year yet, ladies, or 2 years? I don't know how long it's been, but
A little break, but it's been about a year. Mm-hmm.
it's been about a year. Yeah, and it's been amazing to watch each of us, grow and transition and have our own mindset breakthroughs and shifts during this whole process. So yeah. I mean, the reason why we're here, honestly, the reason why we are here, and we've talked about this so much on our hangouts, is the power of events, and that is why we are here today. It's because we decided that we were going to do whatever it took to go to the live events, and we met there, and we built our relationships, and we decided that we were going to start these hangouts together, and we were going to do them every week, because that's what we were told that we were supposed to do. So we did it, and it just gets better and better and better. So I'm excited, Paul, to have you here and to talk face to face with you, so to speak, and to have you out there listening to what he's got to share with you today. So, Keisha, if you'd like to hop on out, I'd love to hear from you too.
Sure. Hello, everyone. Keisha Parker here, and we are all mothers here on this hangout, and we're excited, as Greta shared, to have Paul on. I know it's been a work in progress, as Greta shared. Paul is such a busy leader, helping the masses really just have success, not just online, but in their lives. And I'm so excited and grateful and thankful to have him here. I see he's a dad, and so he understands what it's like to be a parent that is building a business. And we just want to help people and help you get the nuggets that you need. And Paul is here to help you with his story and share his story on how he had that mindset shift that helped him to achieve success. And Paul, I'm so just grateful that you are able to make it on our Hangout today.
Great.
Yeah.
And thank you, Keisha. And I'm just going to hop in. Those of you know me, don't know me, Valerie Jampolsky. I'm a single mom of twin 4-year-olds. I apologize in advance. There might be a little bit of kids running by. Maybe I had a little naked kid alert. You might see me pop off the screen for a second or two. And also doing all of this together, Greta and I started this, and Alicia and Keisha came in, and it's been very powerful. And thank you so much, Paul, for being here. And I'm going to start us off right into this. And that is what the thing that we'd love to ask, and I, because I've had some very powerful conversations with you on all of this, and it was actually very, very inspiring to see, because I know you'll tell also obviously about your story, about, because you were at a certain place, and then all of a sudden there was a mindset shift, and I know for you that was it was a powerful thing behind everything that you do. So if we can start this by having you share with us, obviously about who you are, for those of us for those folks, the guests that might not know who you are, but what was the most powerful mindset shift that happened for you that led to your success, and how you got there? How did you get there? Because I know a piece of your story, and it is so powerful. And folks, by the way, open up right now, be ready to take notes, because you're in for a treat.
Nice. I like all the hype that got built up. But now I think we gotta over deliver, but it's all good. Thank you for everybody's introduction, and hello. And to be honest, she actually, you know how I said before we actually got on the live recording, how I actually just popped on, because I was actually, in order for me to put her to bed, I gotta drive around and 30 minutes straight, and then she fell asleep 5 minutes before the hangout started. So I was like, yes, she fell asleep. And then I sit down, and then I start the hangout, and then I hear screams. I'm just like, damn.
Aww.
But no, I mean, as far as the biggest shift, I mean, there's a couple of shifts I can kind of tell you in the dates of when it happened. The first shift for me was when I just came into the business, after just a lot of pain in life and not. Hold on, can you guys hear me okay? Yeah?
Yeah.
Take it live. You're silly. Yeah, I mean the biggest shift for me is we're probably in threes. The first shift was when I first joined, never been in business, never been in marketing, never done anything in regards to the network marketing industry, which was only 19 months ago. 19 months. Never read a secret book, never studied from a secret mentor or anything like that at all. But I came into this business after my whole adult life just being broke. My whole adult life, there's never been a moment where I've ever experienced anything more than just poverty and failure. And it got to the point, as you can see, my daughter came into the picture. And it got to the point where I was just I had enough of the lifestyle that I was living, and I didn't want to, provide a crappy life for my family. So I made the decision to get in, and after hitting rock bottom and just my whole world turning upside down, I got I actually didn't get fired. I quit my last job, which was a cell phone position at the mall, and I didn't get paid my last 2 paychecks. So I actually started with $100 to my name, almost homeless, my baby just being born, and fighting in a relationship, and then at that time, when I found Empower, I said, that's it, period, I'm going to make this work. And then my whole entire family, all of my friends thought I was crazy as hell, to the point of they actually, literally, I was building my business, and I wasn't getting that much sleep, too, when I first found it, because I went kind of crazy because, I was in sales with a cell phone job. So when I saw the compensation plan in Empower, I went nuts. I was like, oh, hell no. I was missing this the entire time. And, so I didn't sleep, 8 hours like normal people. I was, sleeping maybe 4 or 5 hours because I was just, working. And, my mom saw that I was getting a little bit tired and restless, and I was just going through all that stress. She comes over, and she sees me going crazy over this internet thing, and And at that time, she was calling it a pyramid and a scam, right? Just how some of you guys, I'm sure, have experienced that. And then she called a social worker over, and they decided to put me in a mental institution for 6 days, right? And at that point in time was when I realized that you can't go any lower than that. Like, and I'm down to $100 to my name. My daughter was just being born. I'm also a pro MMA fighter, and I was losing fights. I basically didn't have a future, and I asked the question: Is selling cell phones or working for somebody else going to be the rest of my life? Is this it? Like, is this it? So I got so sick and tired of just being broke, sick and tired of being sick and tired, and I just had enough, right? So that was the first shift where I already knew instantly the moment I joined, you might be watching right now, you might be joining, my attitude was, I'm going to go all in and I'm going to do whatever it takes, that's it, period. And I didn't care. I was going to do everything that was necessary and what was required in order for me to be able to create a new lifestyle, right? And that was the first shift. I made up my mind, right? So if you're watching this, you got to make up your mind that you're going to succeed no matter what. Because if there's a plan B, right, or if there's an alternative rather than success, like if success is the only option for you, you will have success. But if you have an option other than success, you might find yourself not hitting your goals, right? The second shift was a year later, because I created some pretty cool results in the beginning, but it was never consistent results because I lacked the skill sets, and my sponsor actually, kind of like how Michelangelo Lopez always says, your sponsor goes into the witness protection program when they leave, right? But like my sponsor, a month and a half in, left, and I passed up to Tracy Walker, right? And, although Tracy, now I started modeling her, I wanted to figure out everything by myself because I felt like I was a know-it-all, right? I thought I already had all the answers. I thought I knew the secrets, right? And for a year, my income was kind of like a yo-yo, I only made like $45,000 my first year in Empower with no skills, nothing, and it got to the point where I just kept asking the question, why am I not breaking through? Why am I not breaking through? So, in a whole year, I made $45,000 and recruited around 95 people. And, I knew that the real secret was to produce, right? To get to a day, get to the event, and help people transform. But I could never successfully do that, right? I could never produce it in the way that I wanted to. And it's because I never made the decision to do it. For a year, I avoided the grind phase of building the business. I avoided getting to a day. I avoided fixing my mindset on the fact that that's the only way that you can succeed in this business is by producing daily. And I avoided it because I was like, damn, like I'm bringing in like 5 to 10 people per month. How the hell am I going to start bringing in 2 a day, right? And then, after a year, I got sick and tired of not producing, so I started figuring out ways to figure out how the heck am I going to start bringing in 2 people per day. I did things like I even wrote a rap song to 2 sales a day is easy, right? I was doing whatever it took for my mindset to believe that 2 a day was easy, because if I'm not making 2 a day right now, or if I'm not making sales daily, obviously, it's not really the marketing strategy. It's the mindset that I have. I don't believe it's possible. So that's why I'm not doing it. Or I do believe it's possible, but my unconscious mind is sabotaging my success. Kind of like putting your foot on the pedal, on the gas pedal, and the foot on the brake at the same time. Hey, can you go watch it, please? Okay. So that's what was happening. So I just kept doing everything it took to fix my mindset around 2 a day is easy, right? And in January, I went to the Miami event, and hold on just a second, guys. Okay, cool. Miami, I went to the event in Miami where I got to the point where I felt like I was at a rock bottom again, because I've been in this business for a year. Maybe some of you guys have been in this business or in network marketing in general for a while, and you're not breaking through. And, it's almost like it got to the point where I just got tired of not being consistent. I got sick and tired of not breaking through. And then literally in January, it got to the point where I even started crying in my bed, asking the question, why am I not breaking through? Why am I not breaking through? And sometimes You have to look deeper inside yourself and stop looking for the answers on the outside, because you can only get so many answers on the outside, right? You can only get so many answers on Google. Sometimes you got to go deep within yourself and ask a real question. Am I giving it really everything I got? Am I being coachable to the material that I'm actually listening to? Because there's people out there that you can talk to them all day, but it's like talking them to a brick wall, right? The information goes in one ear, goes out the other ear. And that was me. For a year, I was not coachable, and I was not willing to actually do everything that was required to succeed. So then it's like, okay, obviously I have to go through the grind phase. Like, going through that grind phase is not like, let me work really, really hard for 90 days. And going through the grind is producing 2 sales a day for 90 days. Once you do that, you'll be able to get the credibility, right? The credibility to do a lot of cooler stuff, like get on stage, get on the leaderboards. All that adds to your tenure and your career in the network marketing space, right? You need that. You need that, because that's what allows you to sell more products, because you have credibility. So, in January, I realized that. I said, man, I've been avoiding the grind. I've been avoiding producing 2 sales a day because I don't believe that it's easy yet. But then I got tired of it, and I said, that's it, period. I'm going to start bringing in 2 sales a day. And that's all I said. I didn't know anything else to say. I got mad, right? Some of you guys just need to get angry and just scream at yourself at times and just get out of your own way, you know what I mean? 2 sales a day, that's it, period. I didn't start doing it right away the first day, right? But I started bringing a lot more people in. Then February comes around, and this is where really the biggest shift happened for me. I decided, right, made a decision that I was going to do everything it took for 90 days, even if it killed me. Yeah. Oh, you didn't know? Yeah. Here, let me give you an example. Some of the reasons why I won fights in the past, some of you guys know I'm an MMA fighter. I used to win fights in the past because I was not afraid to die in the cage. Until, the bills started coming in, and then guess what happened? Then all of a sudden, my mindset started deteriorating, and then I started going in there not to lose. Not to lose. I started fighting not to lose, and guess what happened? I started losing the fights. I was not willing to go through that 90-day phase and give it everything that I have, because I still didn't believe that either A, I was worthy, or B, that I could do it. Until you guys decide that you're going to give it everything, even if it kills you, even if it means, and I snip it underwear for straight, even if it means staying up beyond what you're usually able to do, or even if it means just working more than normal, even if it means speaking your world into existence every single day, pissing off your family, that's really what happened for me, at least. And we decided that. We decided we were going to do everything. We looked at Kim and I, my business partner, we looked at each other in the eye, and we said, let's give it a 90-day run and give it everything we got with no excuses. That way, when the 90 days end, we can look back and say, okay, yeah, we gave it everything we got, and the result we got was a result of the decision that we made right there and then. Just how some of you guys are making a decision now. So, we broke through. We broke through because we decided that we were going to figure out how to get 2 a day. We decided that we were going to get on stage, right? We always worked, if you want to take anything as far as notes go, we always worked with the end in mind. Always worked with the end in mind constantly. Like, the future was always the present for us, right? And the future is always present for me now. Like, the past doesn't matter, and what's going on right now doesn't matter. It's the goal is always there. So you have to have goals, right? You have to have clearly defined goals, and you got to define those goals daily, right? It's like you guys have to have like a pulse in your business. Like, you gotta make sure that the way that Greta runs her business, she has to run her business runs at 2 sales a day, $500 or $1,000 per day. Like, that's the standard in your business, right? You have to have a standard. Dave Wood calls it your pulse. You got to have a pulse in your business, and as you do that, you get into this production flow where it just starts happening automatically, because it's kind of like rinse and repeat. You focus on all your core commitments, and then then you get on stage, and then you get on the leaderboards, and guess what? It becomes so much easier once you're able to go through that grind and prove to yourself that you can do it. You can sell more products and services to people when you, dang, Lila, come on now. She just wants to be the center of all the attention right now. She doesn't like this. You know, yeah, I mean, you just got to decide that that's what you got to do, because once you get on stage, once you get on the leaderboards, I mean, it becomes super easy to make money. You know, like there's a module in the Masters where it's like, you know, your first 10,000 is going to be the hardest, and it's true. But once you get to 10,000, it's like you have so much resources and credibility. People are, instead of you hunting them down, they're going to start hunting you down, right? And now people love to join me daily and effortlessly, and people love to invest $1,000 a day. Why? Not because that's what was happening before, but because that was the standard that I set for my business. So set yourself a standard and live by it, right? Like how is your business actually running? Like, is your standard to bring into a day, or are you just kind of like subconsciously pushing that to the side and still trying to figure things out? Like, you got to decide, like, that's what you're going to do. You got to decide that that is the way, and that's the only way. And until you are willing, right, until you're willing to start bringing in sales daily and get on the leaderboards and get on stage, until you're willing to do what is necessary to get there, you won't get there. Right? You just got to make up your mind right now. If you really want to be on stage, by like for instance, Valerie, you should have been on stage a long time ago, girl, a long time ago. I remember you from Seattle. You're like, I'm gonna be the next one. You know what I mean? You will be the next one. It's not hard. You got to make $20,000 in a month, and you'll get on stage. So, and then figure out, okay, well, if I have to make $20,000, how many people do I have to bring in that month to make 20,000? Probably like 40 or 50 people, maybe, if your conversions on the back end are a little bit lower. But yeah, I mean, I'm telling you, like, and you don't even have to do it for 90 days. Like, just create one breakthrough month for yourself where you say, that's it, period. I'm going to do everything it takes for 30 days, and you just give it everything you got. Here's another thing where, like, as far as mindset shifts, and I'll pass it on because I don't want the spotlight on me that much. You know, you have to work with not in control of all of your results. Here's what I mean. Like, you know, some of you guys believe in God, right? And I say that's great, you know, that's great that you believe, but there's a difference between believing in God and then knowing God, and then knowing how God works through you, right? Because some people think that God is just like this cosmic bellboy who's just going to like drop riches onto your life, right? No, that's not how it works. At least that's not how it works for me. I was raised Catholic, and I never understood Jesus or God in that fashion. But when I started understanding God to be this force that works within and around and through every single one of us, and when we decide to put our ego to the side, right? Because ego, what does it stand for? Edging God out, right? You're actually edging the universal energy that works through you to be able to achieve the results that you want, and that's proven. Because if you guys don't know, you know, that famous scientist who created who actually harnessed universal energy and turned it into free energy, Nikola Tesla, yeah, it's proven. There's a force that's real. It's real. It's real, right? It's real, and you have to become aware of it, right? You can't have an ego. So yeah, like I, you know, the breakthrough came from deciding that I was going to bring into a day, working on faith, and working on the understanding that that is how God works through you. When you work on that spiritual foundation, man, you can achieve anything you want. That's why I'm going to $100,000 a month, right? Why? Because I can create anything that I want, because I'm God's highest form in creation, and so are all of y'all. You just got to become self-realized. You just got to become aware of the truth. And the truth is, all of y'all can create your lives. You just got to stop the bullshit story that's stopping you in your head, put it to the side, work on that understanding. I can promise you can create anything you want. You just got to focus, right? No. I mean, that's all I really got to say as far as the mindset goes. But ever since then, I've been applying the same mindset strategy. and it's been working every time. You know, we hit no less than 5 figures a month every single month now. As you can see, I have my little girl that I spend time with all the time, right? And life is good, and it's only going to continue to get better, right? I mean, that's all I really got. If you guys have any more questions, but again, I was totally unprepared to get on this hangout, just letting everybody know. But yeah, hopefully
It's all good. It's
that.
perfect. It's perfect for you to be here with your with her running around. For us, for this group, it's absolutely perfect.
Very powerful, Paul. You said some powerful things. If no one else was watching this, but I know we have guests out there, what you said today, I could take and just really, really move in my life, my business. And one of the last things you just said was we can create anything that we want to create. And Paul, just to share a little bit about myself, I'm a person that's very analytical, detail-oriented, somewhat of a perfectionist, so I feel like I have to know every little single thing I really take action, and I know that's not really what is necessary here. And what you can have major success, as you said, in your first year you made $45,000 and you really didn't even know what you were doing. And, what I just realized in the last week or so, I've been doing the meditation series with Oprah and Deepak and the Superwoman group, and I used to say I'm not creative. I used to say I'm not a creative type of person, and I realized within the last week that I am creative. I am creating a lot. I've created life. I'm a mother. I help people create and action towards their dreams and their success. I create inspiration, and I'm realizing that. And just what you said is just so powerful, and I love the piece about ego. That is like so profound. Like, can you say it one more time, please? Ego. What ego is?
Edging God out. Edging
God out.
Edging the universal power that flows within every single one of us. When you're not coachable, when you're not willing to listen, when you're allowing fear to take over. You are so cute.
Adorable. She is so adorable.
I've been trying to get her to say Dada for a minute, and now she all of a sudden wants to say it and impress you guys, right? But yeah, I mean, like I said, I mean, if people don't believe that there's a universal power that works through us, I mean, Nikola Tesla is the one that proved that it's real. Like, if you guys don't know, go watch that movie Thrive on YouTube, and you'll never question that theory again because it's a fact, right? And yeah, I mean,
Thrive. For folks, we'll post it down below. It's called Thrive, right?
Yeah, YouTube Thrive. Yeah, I mean, and it just makes so much sense on how life really works. And I'm telling you, like, I never worked on that principle ever before in my life. I learned those concepts from Born Rich, Bob Proctor, the Born Rich series. Have you guys seen that? Powerful. You've seen it, right? Yeah. Yeah, which is why it's so easy for me to say the things that I say. Like I say that I'm a $100,000 a month earner at least 100 times a day.
Wow.
I say it out loud, and then I say it like to myself daily, and I'm like, well, it's only a matter of time until it materializes. Kind of like I don't know if you remember, we were the last event where Tracy Walker was talking about how I wanted to get the hey, can you get me the charger for this, please? How I wanted to get the $1 million ring tattooed on my finger. I don't know if y'all remember that.
Yeah.
And some people were like, oh, that's retarded. I'm like, no, you're retarded for not getting it on your ring. Because here's the thing. I'm like, yeah, it might look ugly, but first of all, I just want to tell you that no tattoo artist is willing to do it because like the diamonds are too small and they don't want to do bad work. I've already tried to go get it done because I understand this. I know this, that if I have it on my finger and I look at that thing every day as if it's already there, it's eventually going to materialize every single time. Mm-hmm. It will. And the same thing with your goals, right? I have a goal card that I look at every single day, and I say it out loud every single day, and it's like a ritual of what I'm going to create every single day. And as a result, I do, right? That's all you guys need to do is get clear on your goals daily. Speak it out into the world, create friction in this universe and this force that flows in through us, And then you just gotta let go and let God, and then let it happen. I mean, I wish I could tell you the super secret, but there really isn't that much of a secret. Just
Well,
take
but
action,
you
right?
just did though. See, that's the thing. That's why I knew I wanted you to get into the stuff of what you do daily, moment to moment, because it's not. There was the shift, but you do like moment to moment. You like many times a day. You're basically affirming. Yeah, this is who I am. I'm this $100,000 a month guy. This is what I do. I get at least so many sales a day. Da 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 da. This is what I do. This is. I mean, you just affirm it continuously. You said something to me in Seattle. If you want to share one of the other things that you say that you've said to yourself. Um, I am so thankful and grateful that now that I want a cutie pie.
Yeah, that's Bob Proctor's affirmation. I'm so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities from multiple sources on a continuous basis. And we listen to that every single night, by the way. For those that don't know, the subconscious mind never sleeps. And you just plug that into your ears and boom, you just start listening to those affirmations every night. It'll eventually become a fixed idea. Like it'll condition your subconscious to believe it. You know what I mean? And that stuff is real. If you're not doing that, do it now. Get disciplined. You'll see how your world starts changing.
Yeah, it's a moment for me. It's a moment by moment thing. It's a moment. That's what I love about this is that your focus is, and it was very inspiring to me because you all of a sudden to me it seemed like you came like boom out of nowhere, but
Don't get me
and that's
wrong.
why when I was talking to you in Seattle, I was like, I have a feeling there's something going on here really deep. And you 100% confirmed it to me when we spoke because everything everything that you spoke to me, everything that came from you was just this powerful space, this powerful mindset. And I knew that's what I knew, of course. That's what was driving your action. That was driving the effectiveness of your actions.
Right,
Not
like,
just your action, because you can be like, ignorance on fire, but if you got this, negative space inside of you while you're working your buns off, it's not the same thing. You had both going. You had both going. And
yeah,
we're
I mean,
powerful with incredible guidance and taking massive action. It was like it was just very it was very 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 powerful having that confirmation of connection. I've been wanting to make it so that you could make this available to so many people in a big way. That conversation that you had with me, which was very very powerful. So
well, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like working on a spiritual foundation, which is what we talked about mostly today. Uh,
yeah,
that's not the only thing you need. I mean, you need a spiritual foundation,
yep,
and you need a set of skills, right,
yep,
which the Empower Network products teach you. Because when you work from that space, like when you work from your heart, like the kingdom of heaven is within your heart, right? When you work from your heart, and then you add the skill set on top of that, oh,
yep.
it's a game done deal. You can get on the phone and just be like, hey, look, me and you both know that you're not going to be able to succeed if you don't purchase the 15K formula, right? Because you cannot make enough money to market your opportunity and to put it in front of enough people to start getting the results that you want. And the consequences of not getting the 15K formula now is you're going to end up not learning how to sponsor and sell. You're not going to start learning how to make the money you want. And as a result of that, 5 more years of the same pain and struggle. Now, my question to you is, do you want to continue with the same pain now, or are you going to make a decision? And then, like, they'll say, yeah, you're right, I'll make a decision. And then, boom. And then you can start having $1,000 conversations on the phone while working, right, on that spiritual foundation. Because guess what? When you're working from that spiritual foundation and that heart, you're not going to be afraid to tell somebody to pull out their credit card and invest all in, or to buy high ticket products, because you know it's the right thing for them to do. Because like if you're not doing it, you're doing people a disservice. Like if you're not selling high ticket products to people every day, you're not doing your job. You're doing the devil's job. You know what I mean? That's the way I like it. Like my mindset's like, okay, if I don't sell this person all in or 15K or a high ticket product, poverty is kind of like the devil, and they're going to continue to experience more poverty, right? And you have to believe in that, and I believe wholeheartedly in what we do and Empower, that I have no reservation in regards to that. So, but yeah, go ahead. Chat, boom. Yeah,
Excellent. Guys, comment below if you have any questions for Paul, and chime in on anything that has been stopping you, because I know we dived into several things that stopped me, and it's just amazing that more awareness that you find that, and then once you find it, it's like boom, like you said, it's done, day over, and you're ready.
Yeah, yeah. There's nothing else other than success for you, Alicia. It's like that's the only way. Oh my gosh, like.
Perfect,
I'm
perfect, perfect.
telling you, she never says it. I'm always like, hey, what's my name? And she's like,
Hmm.
then I all of a sudden start getting on here, and she's like, Dada.
She's all ready.
I
You got to
know.
get her on here and put her a crown on or something.
I know, right? Yeah, she's gonna be my queen for sure.
Tons of effects. You'll never want to get off.
Yeah, there's something to that. That's it. Period. There's something to it. If you guys haven't listened to the "Speak the World into Existence" by Dave Wood, that's like my favorite audio. He was just like, he just was so sick and tired of not breaking through. Every single one of you who really wants to succeed, y'all can just say it right now. That's it. Period. I'm gonna start making sales daily, and I don't give a fuck how long it takes, because I'm gonna make it happen. Right? Some people will think you're crazy. That's okay, because they can stay broke too while they think you're crazy.
Yeah.
Period.
I love that. I love that you brought that up, Paul, because that's one of my favorite audios as well. And you know, as much as people don't want to maybe let their kids use at times, or Paul just shared right now, I let my kids listen to it, and it's I find it so powerful. I remember driving in the van and having my audios playing with all the kids in there, and all of a sudden, like, turn around at one moment, and my 12-year-old son is just sitting there, like, with his jaw, like, just dropped, and he's just completely mesmerized, and he just all of a sudden he just says, I don't know what it is about Dave Wood, but it doesn't matter what's going on around me, I just can't help but listen to every word he's saying.
Nice.
You know, and I love, like, that's what gets me going. I mean, obviously, that's why I'm here. It's one of the main reasons why I'm here is for my kids, and why I think all of us can agree that that's why we're here, and one of the main reasons anyways. And I also like to ask our guests, Paul, and maybe you can elaborate on this a little bit and just talk about your why, and I know you shared a little bit about how it was in the beginning for you, and kind of how if your why has changed or developed in any sort of way, like what gets you going, like what's your vision, what's your all-encompassing vision, where do you see yourself?
Here, Lila. Yeah, good question. And just really quick to add to that inner circle, if you don't have the inner circle, I don't know who's watching this, if you're on the team, whatever, just log into your back office right now and buy it. Right, listen to it in your car, because I can promise you will inner circle audio daily. But in regards to that question, at first it was because of my daughter Lila that you guys saw, and who's messing around with million things over there. That was my why at first, right? And then the why just kept getting bigger. Like I just wanted to be able to take care of her and provide for her. I've been able to do that thanks to the Empower Hour. Now it's so much bigger, and I had a shift. Charlotte hung out with Justin Berengia for like 4 hours. We were doing, I think Alicia knows. That's what she's doing right now. We were doing a peace pipe. We'll call it, just for the sake of the hangout, a peace pipe smoking ritual for meditative purposes. 2 o'clock in the morning for like 4 hours. I had a breakthrough hanging out with him because I realized why he was making 6 figures a month. I realized why he was at 100,000 a month. I was like, this one thing. I was just like, damn, this one concept is the reason why he's able to do God's work, right? And that was my why. Oh, sorry. Is that me or is that? I don't know. I feel like revealing the secret mother hangout, making people wait for it. I'm just kidding. Um, I'll tell you what it is. Uh, no, the one thing that really changed everything, as far as a bigger vision and a why, was, we already accomplished taking care of my daughter, and then all of a sudden, like during the journey of entrepreneurship, I started falling in love with people. I started falling in love with people because, for the first time, I started seeing them as family. Everybody as family, because we're all made from the same source, and I really got connected to people. And then, I hung out with Justin hours from like 2 until like 6 in the morning, just having massive breakthroughs, just picking each other's brains. I was actually doing more. I was more of a sponge than anything else. And there's some things that he said that just made so much sense. And the reason why he's at 6 figures a month was because he's literally fighting the forces of evil, like the real ones. Like, those elite foreign bankers that like run the world, like those guys. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the reason why the world is the way that it is now is because of some greedy, crooked criminals who is brainwashing the population to believe specific things to keep them oppressed, right? And they run out and go out there and be trillionaires, right? Trillions of dollars are being handed to these people while there's homelessness on the street. That just like doesn't make any sense at all. And part of the reason why that's also happening too is because collectively as a nation and as a world, everybody thinks that everybody's separate from everybody else, from each other. And we live in a compartmentalized society where people are conditioned to believe that everybody is not the same. And there's this experiment. I'm weird. Like start studying quantum physics, because I'm telling you that'll give you confirmation about what's going on in the world. And there's this experiment called the particle beam accelerator experiment, where they shoot two particles 14 miles apart from each other, and then they alter the one particle here. They alter it in a way that vibrates the other particle. In other words, what happened to this particle also happening to that one, but they're not altering this one right here, right? But it's happening, which means that although they're separated physically to our sight, they're energetically connected. Energetically connected. So what does that mean about us? Is that every single human being, everything that is here on Earth, is connected to us vibrationally, energetically, and we're all connected whether we like to believe that or not now. And, right, that is the oppressed knowledge that is not being taught in school, that is not being taught as a young child, is not being taught in the media. This is the kind of knowledge that's suppressed, and as a result of that, look at the world, right? So collectively, I believe that people are not 100% responsible, and they don't realize that we're all connected, and it's up to us, entrepreneurs, people with a bigger vision, to be able to help people and wake them up, right? Spread awareness and let people know, hey, there's crooked and evilness in the world, and you are allowing it to happen by not being your very best and truest self and your highest self. And everybody should be operating at their highest potential, because if you're not, you're letting them win, right? And that was the biggest breakthrough for me. And I was like, oh, fuck no. I am not about to sit there and let a big red, white, blue fist jam up our butts and take advantage of the people, because that's what's happening, right? And I just got sick of it. So I just work on the premise that I know, like every single day I wake up, that there's forces to battle, right? And that was the biggest breakthrough for me. Is like now I'm operating my business from a standpoint of, I know that although what we do may not seem that big, even if it's changing one person's life at a time, that's how you start creating a change that you want to see in the world. Start by changing yourself and start being the light and the confidence for other people. So then you're giving people permission to act in their truest and highest way, which will inevitably raise the vibration of this earth, and we can start turning this world around. And even if we don't right now, we might die in the process of doing it, right? Like Dr. Miles Monroe, who I don't know if you guys know him or study him, but he just died in a plane accident, a couple of days ago, and he was, somebody that was changing the world as well, and he died without fixing it yet. But he left legacy, and he left a lot of information for people to follow, right, to continue on his work. Same thing here. Like, we have to live our purpose, and our purpose is to contribute to society and be able to fix the problems that are in this world. So if that's something that you want to do, I don't know if this is live or not, and if it is, if there's a button right there below, lock arms with us right now, because that's the best thing you can do for you and your family is take responsibility, because once you do that, you're going to be empowered, and that's why we're called the Empower Network. So.
Woo-hoo! And he drops the mic. Boom.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes. And I think on that note, I mean, this is it. That's where there's no more to say. That's it. Connect down below. Connect with us. And this is something also I'm saying I'm going to be rewatching it. Take this in. Take this in. This is actually something so powerful you can even have going when you're sleeping at night. Honestly, it's that powerful what came down today. So thank you, Paul.
No, the pleasure is all mine. This is fun for me. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. Amazing, amazing. I just wanted to share, we have Patricia Henry that had left us a comment, left you a comment, Paul. She says, I love Paul Gardner's drive, and I get so inspired by his energy. So we're so happy that you were inspired today, Patricia, and thanks for joining us.
Hey, and every single one of you can do this. Every single one of you out, because you're going to be somewhere in 5 or 10 years from now if you're watching this, right? Or you're on the panel. You're going to be somewhere. 5 years is going to pass by. Decide where you're going to be. Where are you going to be? Are you going to be on the beaches of the world, being able to spread awareness? Or it's more like a choice. You just got to choose whether you're going to be successful or not. Just choose. And operate in your best and highest way. I promise you, God will work through you. God will work through you. Sometimes I don't even know how the hell we succeed. Like, we're on the leaderboards, and we're like, how the heck are we on the leaderboards? You know what I mean? I'm like, thank you, God and Jesus. Thank you. I don't know what you're doing for us, but thank you. Thank you very much because, yeah, I mean, just operate with that understanding. Take massive action. Set your goals, and just remember what you're fighting for. Because if you're not winning, you're letting them win. If you're not winning right now, if you're not successful, you're letting the devil win. Right? And that is the reason why I fight, and that's the reason why you guys should fight. And when you fight for those reasons, all of a sudden this power starts flowing through you. 10,000 a month starts being like nothing. 15,000 a month starts just coming in. And then eventually, guess what? You have more resources to do more things, to build schools, build new universities with new education, right? Because the education sucks now. And, man, I'm pumped up and excited. Thank you guys for bringing me on here. Let's make it happen, man. Let's start changing some stuff around here, right? Let's do it.
That's right.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Thank you, Bob. There are some more key mindset calls for you to dive into weekly. There's powerful ones. Below there, we got the Superwoman that starts in 10 minutes. And we have the Empower Hour that happens every Monday and the replay call that you can dive into. We have some more powerful guests next week, so stay tuned. Eastern. Thank you so much, Paul, for coming out.
Thank you. Connect with us below. Mwah.
Bye.
Peace.